Today's video is brought to you by Get a Loom, you two, Couples Weaving. Yes, if you're looking for a new hobby for you and your significant other, check out Get a Loom, you two, and try to weave your relationship to another level. Hey guys, welcome back to Dirk's Cinema Files and part three of the Bootleggers Ballroom group build. At the filming of this, the group build has since completed, and I'm the last one probably going across the finish line, or trying to make it across the finish line. We're not there yet, but we're working on it. But anyway, here's our subject, what we're using. We're using this Ford, and we're going to turn it into a bootlegger. So here's where we are, where we left off. We were starting the interior, which is step 2 in the instructions, and here we go with that. Okay. Again, we're not looking for a showroom car. We're just looking for a car of the period that's worn, not jalopy, but still just a worn car that they're using. So here's what we got together with the interior. I used khaki tan for the base, for the color of the interior. That was the panels. I'm trying to recreate the moleskin look in some of the cars of this period. So I used the khaki tan on the door cards and the seats. Here's the rumble seat here, and here is the bottom of the rumble seat that's connected to the frame of the car there, the lower chassis of the car. Then to just tee it up a little bit and make things a little different for the rest of the interior and the back package tray and stuff, I used khaki tan and just added a little dab of this dark chocolate. Alright. Just to give it a slight difference, and then we went over with some with a wash, put it in the creases and everything like that, and it's looking pretty decent. Now, I had a little bit of an issue. The handbrake and the gear shift for this car was molded in chrome, so I went to dechrome it, and I usually use Easy Off Oven Cleaner, and I was out. So the only thing I happened to have was some lacquer thinner. So I put the parts in a bag with the lacquer thinner, and the chrome started to come off, and that was all well. So I just moved on with my life to the next thing, and lo and behold, my autofocus doesn't want to work. But lo and behold, the gear shifter kind of U-shaped, so I'm gonna have to make a new gear shifter for that. But here's the thing. Well, I'll get to more of that in a second. So that is basically the interior. The body, the lower body here, sprayed it with satin black. Okay. I'm going to probably do this running board. Usually this is like a rubber material. I'm going to do that a little bit different color to make it stand out just a little bit, so it doesn't blend so much with the fenders. Then the body, and I was going to go with black on that also, but I still want to build a Dick Tracy car, and if I do them both black, there's not going to be much of a difference. So I found some blue in rattle can on my shelf, and I did this. So I painted it blue. It looks pretty cool, I think. Just again, I'm just trying to add some variety to the car. So the fenders will be black. The car itself will be blue. I added a black panel for the roof. At first I thought it was a good idea. Now I'm not so sure, but it is what it is. I've since sanded it all down, wet sanded it, And next thing for this is going to be a dull coat. So I'm hoping the dull will make it really blend all together really well. Okay, because right now it's just a little too bright for me, too new to be a bootlegger car, you know. But anyway, that's where we are. Now here's the thing I was going to go back to with the gear shift and the gear shift in the interior. When I do all this and put this together, you see, you can't really see in there. Hell, if I don't put the gear shift in there, I don't think anybody's going to notice. So I'm just going to fabricate something, you know, easy peasy with some styrofoam, and we'll get that to work. So it's not a big deal. The dash, a friend of mine's got one of these old Fords, and he's got the moleskin interior, and then his dash is this, it looks like rosewood to me, with the backing on the gauges is all in this pale yellow type color. So that's what I was replicating here. So I did that. For that I used wine. It's French wine. That's what I used to get that and the steering wheel. That's done. Well, no, the spokes need to be painted and detailed, and same with the hub a little bit, but the wheel itself is done in the French wine. The column itself, the steering column, will be in black, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But that, I think that brings us up to speed with this. This is where we are. Just coming along nice. I'm pleased. I'm not happy. I'm not pleased. But it's looking pretty good. So we'll have to, like I said, we got to tone this down. I have to go out and get some matte clear. I don't have any at the moment right now, so I need to go make a trip and get some of that. That's part of the rumble seat. You see, that goes there. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm digging it, and it's not perfect. I tried to sand harder in some places to make it even duller, and then, like I said, we'll put some clear coat on it, and hopefully that will really pull it together a little bit more, because like I said, it's too shiny right now. So that is where we are. So stay tuned for more.